You know, life has this beautiful way of surprising us, sometimes with joy, sometimes with pain and heartbreak. Well, it feels like your soul is cracked open, right, like the world just stopped spinning. I've been there, we all have, but here's the thing. Heartbreak is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a stronger, braver, more unapologetic version of you. Heartbreak isn't about losing someone. It's about finding yourself again. It's about realizing that your happiness was never meant to be locked away in someone else's pocket. So today, I want to remind you, you are still whole, you are still enough. You are still magic. Body step 1, allow yourself to feel. Don't run away from the pain, don't numb it. Cry, scream, write, dance, do whatever you need to do. Because healing starts with honesty about how deeply it hurt. Step 2, don't romanticize the past. We often replay the good moments like a highlight reel and forget the parts that broke us. Don't. See the whole picture, accept it, respect it, and let it go. Step 3, pour love back into yourself. Take yourself out on a date. Try that hobby you always postponed. Travel, learn, grow, become the person you want to fall in love with. Via step 4, remember your worth. Someone walking away doesn't decrease your value. It just clears the path for someone or something better aligned with your journey. Step 5, surround yourself with the right energy. People who uplift you, friends who remind you that you are bigger than this pain. Choose the spaces and voices that help you rise. Step 6, look forward, not back. Life doesn't pause because someone couldn't stay. Your future is waiting for you with open arms, and trust me, it's more beautiful than you can imagine right now. You know, the first thing we all try to do after heartbreak is escape. We want to numb it, distract ourselves, pretend it didn't hurt as much as it really did. We throw ourselves into work, into parties, into endless scrolling just so we don't have to sit in that silence. But here's the truth. Healing doesn't come from running away. Healing begins when you allow yourself to feel. Really feel, because pain that is ignored doesn't disappear, it just hides and waits for another day. So let yourself cry, not the pretty, quiet kind of crying. Cry like your heart is breaking, because it is. Let the tears fall without shame. There is no weakness in feeling, it's strength. It's courage to look at your own wounds and not turn away, and maybe you won't just cry. Maybe you'll scream into your pillow, maybe you'll write letters you never send, maybe you'll sit in your room replaying every conversation until it feels unbearable. That's okay, that's human. Don't let anyone tell you to just move on, like it's a switch you can flip. Love doesn't vanish overnight, and neither does the hurt. The pain you're feeling right now is proof that what you gave was real. You loved with all your heart, and that's something beautiful, even if it didn't last forever. Don't hate yourself for caring, don't hate yourself for trusting, and don't hate yourself for hurting. When you numb the pain, you also numb the lessons it's trying to teach you, and heartbreak has lessons, so many lessons hidden in those sleepless nights. Lessons about what you want, what you deserve, what you will never tolerate again. And as you sit with the pain, you start to notice something. It changes. The sharpness softens, the weight becomes lighter. Slowly, without even realizing, the tears come less often. You begin to breathe a little easier. That's the beauty of feeling. It moves, it flows through you, it transforms, but only if you give it space. If you keep pushing it away, it stays stuck like a shadow you can't shake off. So don't run from it. Don't rush it. Don't tell yourself you should be over it by now. Healing has no deadline. Take your time. Listen to your own heart even when it's breaking, because this moment, as painful as it feels, is not forever. It's just a chapter, and every tear you shed now is clearing the way for the strength you'll carry tomorrow. Allowing yourself to feel is not about drowning in sadness. It's about honoring what you went through and honoring the part of you that loved deeply. That love was never wasted. It was a reflection of who you are. And no heartbreak can take that away, because even in this pain you are growing, and one day you'll look back at this version of yourself, the one who cried, who hurt, who kept going anyway, and you'll realize you were becoming someone stronger all along. When we go through heartbreak, there's this strange thing our mind does. It clings to the good moments. It replays the laughter, the sweet messages, the little gestures that made us feel seen. It's like a highlight reel, looping over and over, making us believe we lost something perfect. But here's the truth we often avoid: it wasn't perfect. It wasn't always beautiful, and part of moving on is being brave enough to see the whole picture, not just the pretty frames. Don't romanticize the past. Don't turn a memory into a fantasy, because when we do that, we trap ourselves in what could have been, not what really was. It's easy to forget the arguments that left you drained, the moments you felt unseen, the nights you cried silently beside someone who claimed to love you. Your heart wants to protect you from that reality, so it paints over the cracks, but healing comes from honesty. You can't let go of something if you're still holding onto an illusion of it. So remind yourself gently but firmly, there were reasons it ended. Maybe you outgrew each other, maybe you wanted different things, maybe it was simply not meant for the long run, and that's okay. Not every love story is supposed to last forever. Some are lessons, some are stepping stones, some are just brief moments of connection that teach us who we are. But none of them are worth living in the past for. When you romanticize the past, you rob yourself of the present. You stop yourself from seeing what's ahead because you're too busy looking back. And what's behind you? Just memories. They're not your reality anymore. They can't hold you, can't support you, can't love you the way you deserve today. So thank those moments for what they were and let them rest where they belong, behind you. Instead of asking what if, try asking what's next. Instead of thinking about the way they made you feel, think about how you want to feel moving forward. Instead of replaying old conversations, start having new ones with yourself about the kind of love you deserve. That's how you shift your focus. That's how you free yourself. And when those good memories sneak up on you, and they will, don't punish yourself for missing them. Just remind yourself kindly it was good while it lasted. But it's over now, and I deserve more than just good memories. I deserve a good future, because the past can be beautiful, but it's not a place to live. And the moment you stop romanticizing what's gone, you make space for something far more real to come. After heartbreak, it's so tempting to look for someone else to fill that emptiness, to distract yourself with noise, to keep moving just so you don't feel the silence. But the truth is, this is the moment you need yourself the most. This is the time to turn all the love you were giving outward and gently, deliberately, pour it back into you, because you can't rebuild your heart by waiting for someone else to fix it. You have to become your own safe place first. So start small. Do the things you always said you didn't have time for. That dance class you kept postponing, that book that's been sitting on your shelf, that solo trip you were too afraid to take. Do them now. Because heartbreak isn't just an ending, it's a clearing. It's life creating space for you to meet yourself again. Take yourself out. Buy yourself flowers without waiting for anyone else to. Sit in a cafe with your favorite drink and just enjoy your own company. Rediscover the little quirks and passions that maybe got lost when you were too busy making someone else happy. Ask yourself, what makes me feel alive? What makes me proud of who I am? And then do more of that. Pouring love back into yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. It's how you remind your heart that it is still worthy, still whole, still capable of joy beyond this pain. When you invest in your growth, you shift the focus from what you lost to what you're gaining. You're not just filling time, you're becoming the version of yourself that you've always wanted to be. And in that process, something powerful happens. You stop looking for validation in someone else's eyes. You stop craving the love that left because you're busy building love within yourself. You realize you are enough even without anyone by your side, and that kind of self, love, it's magnetic. It changes the way you see the world, and it changes the kind of people you attract in the future. So treat yourself like you are the love of your life, because you are. Take care of your body, your mind, your soul. Forgive yourself for any mistakes. Speak kindly to yourself the way you would to someone you adore. This is your time to fall in love with you again, because when you pour love back into yourself, you stop feeling like something is missing. You stop waiting for someone else to complete you, and when you reach that point, moving on isn't force. It just happens naturally. You said, one of the most painful lies heartbreak whispers is that you weren't enough. That somehow, if you had been smarter, prettier, more patient, more fun, more something, things would have turned out differently. But let me tell you this with all the love and honesty you deserve. Someone walking away does not, and will never, define your worth. Your value doesn't shrink because someone couldn't see it. Your beauty doesn't fade because someone stopped appreciating it. Your heart doesn't become less deserving because it was hurt. What they chose or failed to choose is about them, not you. Maybe they didn't have the capacity to love deeply. Maybe they were on a different journey. Maybe they simply couldn't meet you where you were, but none of that makes you less. It's easy to think, if I was truly enough, they would have stayed, but staying isn't proof of love, alignment is. Two people can care about each other deeply and still not be right for the long run. And sometimes their leaving is a form of honesty, even if it hurts. It clears space for you to find the connection that will match your soul. So, instead of asking, why wasn't I enough for them, ask, why was I willing to believe I wasn't enough for me? Because that's the real shift. Your worth was never tied to their presence. It existed before they came into your life, and it remains after they're gone. Remember, someone's inability to love you the way you deserve says nothing about how deserving you are. Think of all the qualities that make you you. Your kindness, your resilience, your laugh, your dreams, your endless potential. That doesn't vanish because someone couldn't hold it with care. It's still there. It's still yours, and someone, someday, will see it in full and never let it go. But even before that day, you need to see it. So hold your head high. Speak to yourself with the same tenderness you would give a friend. Remind yourself every day that your worth is unshakable. You are not less because someone left. You are simply being redirected to something more aligned with the person you're becoming, because your value was never in their hands. It was always, always in yours. When you're in the middle of heartbreak, it's tempting to isolate yourself. You feel like no one can really understand what you're going through. You want to curl up in your pain and just let the world fade away. But this is exactly when you need the right people around you, because healing doesn't have to be a lonely journey. You deserve voices that lift you, energy that feels light, and people who remind you of who you really are beyond the hurt. So surround yourself with those who truly care, the friends who check in even when you push them away, the family members who sit with you in silence without needing to fix everything, the people who remind you to eat, to rest, to laugh even when it feels impossible. These are the ones who love you without conditions, the ones who see your soul even when you can't see it yourself, but also be intentional with the energy you allow in. Stay away from those who make you feel smaller, those who feed your sadness with gossip or negativity, those who make you believe you're broken beyond repair. Healing requires a safe space, not one clouded with more pain. It's okay to step back from anyone who doesn't bring peace to your heart right now, and sometimes the right energy doesn't just come from people. It comes from the things you immerse yourself in. Listen to music that soothes your soul. Watch movies that make you smile, read words that inspire hope. Fill your environment with reminders of beauty, even in small ways. A candle that smells like comfort, a walk in nature that clears your mind, a journal where you can pour your thoughts without judgment. When you intentionally choose what surrounds you, you slowly shift your own energy. You start feeling lighter, even if just for moments at first, and those moments matter. They build, they remind you that there is life beyond the heartbreak, that joy is still possible. Healing isn't just about letting go of someone. It's about leaning into the love that still exists around you. It's about realizing you're not as alone as your mind tries to convince you. And every time someone makes you laugh, every time someone holds space for your pain, every time you feel even a tiny spark of peace, you're moving forward, even if you don't see it yet. So don't shut the world out. Let the right people in. Let their light guide you back to yours, because sometimes the quickest way to remember your strength is through the eyes of those who never stopped seeing it. You said, when a heart breaks, it's natural to keep looking back. You replay conversations, analyze every little moment, wonder what you could have done differently. You cling to what-ifs like they hold the key to undoing the pain. But the truth is, the past is already written. No amount of overthinking can change what happened, and staying stuck in that loop only keeps you chained to something that no longer serves you. At some point, you have to gently turn your gaze forward. Because life doesn't stop moving just because someone couldn't stay. The sun still rises, new opportunities are still waiting. There are still people you haven't met, dreams you haven't lived, moments you haven't experienced. The future hasn't stopped being beautiful just because the past got heavy. Looking forward doesn't mean forgetting or pretending it didn't hurt. It simply means choosing not to let the pain define you. It's saying, yes, that chapter ended, but my story is far from over. And it's true, there are so many chapters yet to be written, ones filled with deeper love, truer connections, and a stronger, wiser version of yourself. So shift your focus from what you lost to what you can gain. Ask yourself, what kind of life do I want to create now? Who do I want to become after this? Maybe it's a new career path, a place you've always wanted to travel, a version of yourself you've been too afraid to embrace. Heartbreak, as painful as it is, creates space for new beginnings. And trust me, one day you'll look back and realize that the person or situation you were holding on to was never the final destination. It was just part of the journey. Life has a way of replacing what you thought you needed with something far more aligned with who you truly are. So don't keep your eyes in the rear view mirror. What's ahead is far more important than what's behind. You survived this heartbreak, and you'll survive the waves that come after, because the road in front of you still holds laughter, love, peace, and moments that will make your heart feel whole again. The ending of one chapter is never the end of the book. It's just the beginning of something you haven't discovered yet, and that's worth walking toward one step at a time. Heartbreak may feel like the end of everything you believed in. It shakes your confidence, your trust, and sometimes even your sense of identity. But what you've walked through, the pain, the sleepless nights, the endless questions, has not been for nothing. It's shown you the depths of your own emotions, the courage it takes to love, and the resilience you didn't even know you had. You allowed yourself to feel, and that vulnerability, though it hurt, was also your greatest strength. Because only those who dare to love deeply can ever truly heal deeply. You've learned not to romanticize what's gone, not to trap yourself in illusions of what was, but to see the truth with clarity. That clarity is freedom. It's the realization that not every relationship is meant to last forever, and that's okay. Some people come into your life to teach you lessons, to awaken parts of yourself you didn't know existed, and then they leave, making space for something better aligned. By letting go of the past and honoring it for what it was, nothing more, nothing less, you reclaim your power, you stop letting your history control your destiny, and in that quiet space after heartbreak, you learn the most beautiful lesson of all, how to love yourself again. You start pouring into your own soul, nurturing the dreams and passions that may have been neglected. You remember who you are outside of anyone else's love. You discover that your worth was never dependent on someone staying. It has always been yours to define, yours to protect. By investing in yourself, you rise from the pain not weaker but stronger, more whole, more grounded in your own light. You also realize that the right energy matters. You don't have to heal alone. Surrounding yourself with the people, environments, and experiences that lift you higher allows you to remember joy, even in small doses. Healing isn't about rushing, it's about leaning into the love that still exists around you, whether from friends, family, or even within nature and creativity. Slowly, piece by piece, you rebuild yourself with kindness, knowing that every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. And now you choose to look ahead. You choose to trust that life has more in store for you than this one chapter. The pain may have shaped you, but it doesn't define you. The future is still wide open, waiting for you to step into it with everything you've learned. One day you'll realize that what felt like an ending was actually a powerful new beginning, because even after heartbreak, there is love again, love for yourself, love for life, and love that will find you when you're ready. And that is the most beautiful promise of all. Thank you for sharing this moment with me, for allowing these words to sit with your heart. If you're going through pain right now, know that it doesn't define you. It's simply shaping you into someone wiser, stronger, and even more capable of love. Healing takes time, but you're already on your way, step by step, breath by breath. So be gentle with yourself, be proud of yourself for making it this far, and never forget, you are enough, you are worthy, and your story is far from over. Thank you for listening, for trusting yourself with this journey, and for choosing hope even when it feels hard. Until we meet again, take care of your heart, hold on to your light, and remember, the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now, and keep moving forward with courage.